Hello everyone, this is Lois Friend and you are stamping with a friend. I want to welcome everyone in here. It's been a while since I've done a video. Things got a little crazy and I just have not had a chance to do too much. My class in August was late. We were away on vacation and we had some other things going on and I had to schedule class. It was the last weekend of August. So here we are. It is September 2nd and we are we've already had Labor Day and I'm getting ready for some fall activities. So I'm kind of winging it today. Hopefully I have everything prepared and laid out that I'm going to need to show you how we did our classes this month. We featured the cards we did in August, featured the stamp set Prairie Grass, and it is in the new annual catalog, or well, I say it's the new annual catalog. It's been out since May. And we made 2 cards using this set. The first one is it's a new favorite design. I've used this for quite a few cards recently. It's a fun fold. And I know a lot of times my gals and guys will say, you know, I like both sides of the designer series paper, and I do too. I usually like both sides. This card, you get to see both sides. And it's so easy, but I love it. And on the front and inside, I use the everyday arches, but I've also used circles. I've used rectangles. It's open-ended. You really can go wild with it. So this was our first card using the Prairie Grass, and the design, those look a little bit like oh, I just forgot what the cattails. They remind me a little bit of cattails. And then the other one that we used, the Prairie Grass, this reminded me of the beach. We went to North Carolina in August for our family vacation, and I saw seagrass for the first time. I've been to the ocean many times, but I had never been to a beach that had all the seagrass, and I was fascinated. And this is a new technique, and I will show that here in just a little bit. And then the last card we did it's super, super simple, but I love this new embossing folder, the sunflower embossing folder. And we used our 2-tone paper and did some sanding, but I will get to that when I finish the other 2. So this is the first card we're going to do. And get my packet out here. And this paper is from the, it is the Botanical Textures DSP. It is an online exclusive, and I will download the instructions and where you can find the supplies for the cards this month. So anyway, this is the paper, the designer series paper, and we're going to score it. And that's the key in doing this card. It's my handy dandy scoreboard here. And we're going to score at 1 3/4, 4 3/4, and 7 3/4. And then we can fold it, and you can do it however you want to do it. If you like this facing up, You can do it that way, or if you like, you would prefer, you can do it this way. There's no right or wrong way to do this. So, and then our Real Red card back, and it's just a single layer. We can glue that down because it is ready. And while that's drying, we will work on the heat embossing. I'll lay that to the side. I'll let it dry. And now we're going to do our heat emboss. And like I said, this is the Everyday Arches dies. And they are, I think they are currently unavailable, but they will be back. But they are an online exclusive item. Okay, so first we're going to take our embossing buddy, which removes the static, and use some Whisper White. I'm going to go ahead and put the sentiment. And this says, sending the healing power of love. Okay. And get some white embossing powder here. Going to cook it. And it takes a few minutes. I remember the first time I heat embossed, I thought that was absolutely the coolest thing. That was just better than sliced bread and soft butter. And you can see it. You can see it heating and melting. And it does get hot. So okay, turn that on. Need to close that up. And it is ready to put onto the red arch. Just even that out. And then I did a white arch for inside, and you can add a sentiment in there if you want to. I left it blank because I like to write. I'm a little wordy, and I like to write my message in it. And then I'm going to add just enough glue or adhesive, however, on one side of it, one half, I mean. And attach that to the front. Add a little bit of bling, bling, bling. And when I add the bling, I try to do just like an uneven number. I tend to go almost always with 3. And there you have it. Does it get any easier than that? I love it. And if you want to, like I said, I have made several cards using this design, and you can add as much as you want. I've done extra layers. I've put in, flowers. I did one that I put flowers in there. So you can decorate it up as much as you want to. Make it over the top or keep it pretty basic. It's all in how you want to make it work. All right, so that is card number 1. Does it get any easier? All right, now with card number 2, we are going to use Saran wrap, plastic wrap. Yes, plastic wrap. And you cut. I hate these things. All right. I've gone ahead and done 3 of them. You'll need 3. And prior to class, I made a mask. You will need a mask. And I tape these down to keep them straight. Make sure you get them even. And I use removable tape or washi tape or something to keep them in place. All right, you will need 3 colors. I used crumb cake for the bottom layer. I'll show you again what we're making. And I started with the crumb cake, and all you do, literally, all you do is ball this saran wrap up, and you're using it to form your design. You can put it as much, you can keep it light. If you want to stamp, mark it off and just have a light coat. You can do that. You can make it dark. You can go as high as you want to. All right. My next layer is balmy blue, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this from the top down, and that way the blue that I use for the center is a little bit dark. I use Azure Afternoon. This is balmy blue, and again, you can fill in as much as you want, but it is a lighter shade. And if you go too high with the Azure Afternoon, it's hard to take that darker off. This is Azure Afternoon for my 3rd. And if you want to, do. Again, there is no right or wrong way. Let your imagination go. And that is literally what you do with saran wrap. And take the mask off, and there you have it. Now for my seagrass, I am using pecan pie. It's really one of my favorites. I know I say that a lot. And you will notice that this stamp set has a lot, it's kind of heavy through there. And I tend to be a little bit heavy-handed with my stamping. So I don't want that, I don't want that blob on my card. So I'm going to stamp it off the paper. And you can go in as far as you want to. I tend to go off to the left a little bit. This is a big stamp. My card makers said, wow, that is a big stamp. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was. Oops, I got that. I still didn't go quite far enough, but that's okay. That is okay. And then I'm going to use the Memento Black for the sentiment. So very sorry. I have had to send quite a few of those out recently. And then, oh, don't forget my birds, the birds. The birds are from the Everyday Arches stamp set, I believe, if I remember right. I mix and match, and then I can't remember. I have it on the paper. I have it on the instructions, and I will download this. All right. Again, how easy does it get? I do need to wipe my hands a little bit, because I tend to get my fingers inky, and then I smear them on my card. All right, and then we're going to do, this is Azure Afternoon. Glue this down. I have become a glue girl because I have a tendency to get things crooked. And the glue is a little bit more forgiving. I don't have my bone folder over with me here with me. I kind of moved where I video so that I would not get as much reflection from the ceiling lights, but I'm standing in front of a window, and the sun is shining, and I see I'm getting shadows. So okay. Then if you want to add bling, you can. I don't see that I have any over here with me, so I'm not going to add it this time. I did add bling, and I colored that. These were clear, like diamonds, and I colored them before I put them on the card. I colored them with our Stampin' Blends. These are alcohol markers, and they work great. And I like to get the clear ones, and that way I can color them anything I want with the alcohol blends. Our Stampin' Right marker, our Stampin' Right markers, you can't color them; they'll wipe right off. And speaking of Stampin' Right markers, if you've been following me on my Facebook page, you know that the Stampin' Right markers are being discontinued. They currently are on the last chance list, so they'll only be available while supplies last. And so that was one of the announcements last week that they made. The Stamp and Write markers, not the alcohol blends. Everybody has kind of switched to those alcohol blends, and the Stamp and Write markers are going away. A little sad, but I understand. There's various reasons. And also they have announced that the red rubber stamps, like these, they will be discontinuing. It's a gradual process. They will be discontinuing the red rubber, and by the time the new catalogs come out next May, there will no longer be any red rubber. My understanding is that the materials to make the red rubber are becoming hard to come by. So it's kind of, that makes me a little sad, but I realize times they are changing. So, all right, the last card we're making is using the sunflower embossing folder. And I think I have everything here in front of me or beside me. Okay, now this is our 3D embossing folder, sunflower embossing folder. And I mean, this thing, when you do this, you use this, it kind of, everything just kind of could stand alone if you wanted to. I love it. And this is our two-tone paper. This is crushed curry. Has a white core. And I'm going to take this and run it through the embossing folder, through our handy dandy machine. And I put it on another table so that the table wouldn't shake when I do that. Okay. And you will notice that when you run it through the embossing folder, you do start to see some of the white. This is white core paper, and it kind of comes through. But I'm going to take this tool. I think this is called Snow Block. I'm not sure. You can get things at in your manicure department at your drugstore. I've had this for a long time. I think it actually, I bought that from Stampin' Up! A long time ago. So anyway, I'm going to take this and I'm going to just sand some of that color off. Doesn't have to be a lot. Again, do it to your liking and your taste. Okay, and I'm using very vanilla cardstock for this. And I did 2 cards. One, I did landscape style, and this one I did portrait. I kind of am a little partial to the portrait, so I'm gonna, that is ready. I can glue that down. And then the sentiment, I die cut everybody's stuff for them. And for this die cut, I used one of the rectangles from the Textured Notes die cuts, and I really like that. Okay, and I'm going to use crushed curry. little leaf or branch or whatever. It is from the Sweet Blooms set. And I'm going to just go through and do all my crushed curry. There's no real rhyme or reason. I just stamp for a while. Then I will do one right in the middle. And I should have stamped my sentiment first. I told my stampers, stamp your sentiment first. I didn't. So I'm going to stamp with my Memento ink and do the Feel Better Soon. And the Feel Better Soon, I believe, it's from another set, and right now I can't tell you off the top of my head. Okay, now I will clean the stamp and use my Cajun Craze to fill in. Okay. And before we got started, I used some pecan pie. I went ahead and die cut some branches. That's with the pecan pie. And that. And then I also cut some with vellum, and I'm going to just color them a little bit with Granny Apple Green. Just use my brush. Got a little bit heavy there. It's okay. And yes, I'm going to have green all over my fingers, but that's okay. My philosophy, you all know, if you've had class with me, my philosophy is when your fingers are stained, you know you've had a good day. My little granddaughter went off to school. She went off to pre-K 4 today. She was ready, excited, and anxious to go, but the rest of us weren't quite as anxious. But I think she'll do great. She's a great kid. All right. And I'm going to just, I should have gotten my glue dots, but I didn't, so we're going to wing it here. I'm going to just use some glue and position. Sorry, I forget and go off the camera. I've been doing this now for several years, and I'm not sure if I'm getting any better at it or not. Videoing is not my favorite thing to do. All right, I think we got it. All right, I'm going to, yes, use some of our dimensionals. I need to wipe that ink up, or I'll have it on the back of my card. Use some dimensionals and pop it up a little bit. And I get a little carried away sometimes with my dimensionals. Oops. All right. Put that down there. I might have to wiggle and jiggle a little bit to make that work. Okay, and there you go. Card number 3. They are all so super easy. All right, what do you think? Give me a like or a love somewhere along the way, and please comment. I do answer comments, and if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'd be glad to answer any questions. If I can help you in any way, I would be happy to do that. As our Stampin' Up! Motto is, love what you do and share what you love. And I love to share when I learn new things and we get new products. I love to do that. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator at the current time, I would love to help you get started in your crafting journey. If you all need a catalog, I have catalogs available. Just let me know. I'd be glad to get one to you in the mail, or if you're close by, I'd be glad to deliver. We do have a new catalog that goes live tomorrow, and there's some really neat stuff in there. I've made an order. I've ordered. I could pre-order, and I've ordered, and I know tomorrow I will be ordering again. There really is some really neat things to get you ready for all the fall holidays. If you're a Halloween person, there's some great things. There's some good things online. Always check the online exclusives. Things are moving through really fast. So I think I've talked enough, and I hope you all enjoy your day. And I will be back as soon as I do something new. All right. Thank you and have a good day. Bye.